Pull up an example for you right now. You might not be blown away by Bacon Shadow's branding, but look at the view spike on this channel, releasing videos that are less than 1 minute long, getting views on their channel up to like 2 million views a day. How are they doing this? How is it possible? Are short videos the secret to success for all YouTubers moving forward? I mean, people are releasing videos that are only 8 seconds long, 16 seconds long, 1 minute long. What is the future of short content on YouTube? You're hearing lots of stories among creators about how this is blowing their channel up. Could this blow your channel up? We've got a lot of historical context on the subject. We've seen every new strategy come out over the last 10 years. We've seen people game the algorithm and game the system, and we can tell you whether this one's gonna last or not, and we're gonna show you what big creators are doing to get tens of millions of views per month, and whether you can too. Let's pay the bills, and we'll come right back and show you these algorithm hacks in action.
This podcast is sponsored by Restream. Why live stream to one platform when you can simultaneously live stream to every platform to discover new audiences faster using Restream.io?
And here we go. All right, so here's Bacon Shadow's channel, and these thumbnails and these titles on these videos are pretty crazy, guys. I mean, Ross, can you pick one of these out for us to analyze? And let's break down one of these pieces of content. Let's watch it and let's show everyone this insane strategy. Let me full screen it right now. Let's show everyone this insane strategy that's working. Just choose one of these videos and let's show everybody what exactly the strategy is and how it's getting this channel from 0 to millions of views per month out of freaking nowhere. Go ahead and pick one, Ross.
All right, Perrin, bottom left of the screen, controlling your mind. Let's talk a little mind control.
All right, I'll pull this one up.
I will hypnotize you to make you click this video. So, Andrew Perrin, is this gaming the system by creating this content? Like, what is the strategy here, right? Like, what about this is gaming the system versus, like, let's say a quote-unquote legitimate strategy? And what do we mean by gaming the algorithm here?
So when we talk about gaming the algorithm, that means we're designing this, well, we aren't. This creator is designing a piece of content specifically to take advantage of a specific part of the algorithm to get better recommended views. So they're using video length, very short video length. This means high audience retention. And we know from doing this thing for quite a while that that's one way to get ahead in the algorithm. And he's using a title thumbnail combo that will highly entice someone to click, saying, I will hypnotize to make you click this video, right? Like makes you want to say, okay, what's he going to do? And then the thumbnail says controlling your mind. If you notice, a lot of his thumbnails and titles have this. Don't click this or you will regret it, right? It doesn't tell you exactly what's going on, but it does pique your interest. So he does title thumbnail combo that gets clicks, and then he does very, very short video duration. So he has maximum audience retention. And that is what he's trying to do, is get himself pushed really hard in the recommended part of YouTube's algorithm, because it looks at audience retention as part of that measurement as one of the major factors. That's what's going on here. He's trying to game that part very, very specifically with these videos, but they're also kind of memey, and they end up having like a decent part of meme culture in the comments as well. So they're kind of actually, in a little bit of a way, working as a meme piece of content as well.
That makes sense. So just to review for everybody who's not familiar with the YouTube algorithm, these channels we're going to be showing you today know that there are two major factors that make YouTube channels grow. And those two major factors are click-through rate. So the more clicks you get per impression on your content, the more the algorithm's going to push your videos. And then the second factor is two parts: your average view duration and your average percentage viewed. And so in this case, when you make extremely short content like these guys are, like this particular video we're analyzing right now is only 10 seconds long, this particular piece of content will probably have a 70, 80, 90% average view duration. And for that reason, the YouTube algorithm is going to suggest this video to even more people, because the algorithm sees that it's a highly engaging piece of content, because most viewers are watching it all the way to the end. And that's what these guys are doing. So if you go back up to the top and you go back to the home tab, I want to see if Ross can identify a pattern here in these numbers. Ross, are you able to crack the code on these numbers here with this growth curve? And do you see anything that the audience can identify here with the growth with this red line?
Honestly, I'm having trouble even seeing it right now on my screen.
Really? Okay, it's full screen on mine. It's really big. Well, what I'm seeing is that it goes straight up and then it crashes immediately after that. And so these channels that are running this super short video strategy on YouTube, and I've had 1 million people link this content to me, their channel becomes wildly popular. And then now these channels are crashing down in terms of views to next to like to tiny views compared to what they used to get. And so the question is gaming the system like these channels are doing? And I want to be clear about gaming the system. When I say gaming the algorithm, I mean that you are doing things specifically to trigger the algorithm, and that is your only purpose at all. And that's clearly what this channel right here, Bacon Shadow, is doing. The purpose of their content is only to game the algorithm. They're literally talking about clicking the video, or watching all the way to the end, or talking about the views themselves in the actual title and thumbnail and content. The content is literally about gaming the algorithm so that they can game the algorithm. And in my experience, when you game the YouTube algorithm, it doesn't work out for you longer term. Perrin, have you seen the same thing in your professional experience over the last 10 years?
Yeah, we've been studying this and watching YouTubers and creators like this for 10 years or more. And this happens every single time. However, there's something to be learned from the creators who are doing this. And I always think of them as creators who are kind of pushing the space forward in a way, because they're really dialing into the finer parts of the algorithm and testing parts about it. They're really stress testing parts of the algorithm to see where they can push it, how far can they push it with this one little component. Is this a successful long-term strategy? Hell no, it fails every single time. If you try to game the system, you might see very, very temporary, amazing results, but it will not, I promise you, it will not work out in the long term. However, it does teach you and other creators a lot of lessons about how the algorithm is working. And if you can apply some of these strategies to a wider, fuller, more full actual content strategy, you can see great results. We pulled together a couple other creators who have done an amazing job of doing something like this. Brent Strategy is a comedian on YouTube. We refer to him quite a bit nowadays, but he does very short form. Notice they're not 10 seconds. They're not 5 seconds or 20. They're like a minute long video. 40 seconds is one of his, at least one, where he just does a quick comedy skit on his phone. And he understands high engagement, short-term video, and click-through rates. And he is growing a channel based off of this strategy that's actually legitimate because he's putting real content into it. You can learn from these creators breaking the algorithm or trying to stress it, apply what you've learned, put it into a real content strategy, and maybe actually have some success. So they're worth paying attention to for that reason.
That makes sense. And so the point of this is to say that these channels are releasing much shorter videos than a lot of their fellow creators. And so the wisdom on YouTube has been for a long time, you need to make longer videos so you can get more watch time, so that you can get up to that 8 or 10 minute mark, so you can put those mid-roll ads in your YouTube video and hit that 8 to 10 minute mark sweet spot. But what these creators are showing us is that whenever everybody is doing one thing on a social media platform, if you do the complete opposite, you can potentially become more successful to differentiate yourself in the market. And this is not the only example that I've seen of people doing this. This has happened across the board in marketing in general. Whenever somebody breaks out and does something very different than their competitors, they can end up getting attention. And as markets become more and more competitive, especially in the online space, doing something, picking one element and then choosing to be unique with that one element can really help you break through. I mean, Ross, have you seen anything like this in any other field that you could share with everybody? Just as inspiration for people that are looking to break out in a space that has literally tens of millions of competitors.
Not necessarily that, but what I did notice and what I really do love about this strategy, and Brent's actually one of the people that kind of initiated that, and you can see that on his channel, is Brent started off doing this on social media. Brent started off with a social media strategy that incorporated these videos and then took it to YouTube when he started gaining a lot of popularity on social media. What I love about short form videos like this is we always talk about how to incorporate a social media strategy to promote your channel, promote your content, and stuff like that. We all know there's not a lot of time when you have to dedicate all your time to editing, when you have to dedicate all your time to actually creating the content. It doesn't leave a lot of time for social media, and I get it. What's wonderful and what Brent proved has worked by doing this is being able to use these videos and repurpose them onto social media. I think what Brent, he releases them all at the same time now, but at one point what he was doing is he would actually release fresh videos on YouTube that were not on social media. And then he would also post the same stuff on social media he was posting on YouTube. But it took a lot of people from social media who loved his content on social media over to YouTube. And he didn't even actually have to do very much more work at all. That's why this social media strategy with the short-term video, it worked out so well for him. And I'm actually kind of curious to see if some of these other people are implementing that as well, taking these short content videos from YouTube, even if it's a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks after you post it to YouTube, and then sharing it over to social media as a way to promote the content, and that inevitably will drive more traffic to your YouTube channel. So it's an interesting strategy from that. It's kind of a two birds, one stone situation.
I love it. And so a lot of people were thinking for short content, you had to only post short videos on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter, and short form video platforms, even Reddit for that matter. But now you can post short videos to YouTube and actually potentially get some traction from it. So if you guys have insane clips from your live streams, if you have really hilarious videos that you want to make, just a quick joke that comes to mind, there is now an opportunity to use shorts on YouTube to potentially grow, because you will be ahead of the curve of everyone else who has yet to adopt short content. If you can get in and do something early on a platform before everybody else figures it out, then you could potentially benefit from it. And if you could pull up Mr. Beast as an example, he's got a shorts channel right now that is doing extremely well. Go ahead and walk us through this channel and what he's doing from what you can see at a glance here, and tell us about the results he's getting, because it's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing all of the things right. So he's got great titles, thumbnails that maximize that click-through rate. So you're really looking for clicks. Like I put fireworks in a car, and you can see what kind of what it looks like. He even teases kind of what happens. 2.6 million views. This video is 23 seconds long. So I imagine the audience retention on it is great. Hell, you can probably even get a user to watch this multiple times. So clearly he's taking the exact same strategy and just going crazy with it. Almost all of his videos are less than a minute long, many of them even less than 30 seconds long, especially his best ones. Some of them even
vertical format. Look at some of these, dude. Some of these are vertical format. A lot of people be like, this is garbage content for YouTube. He's recording content vertical on his phone and uploading it to this channel, and it's 8 seconds long, 16 seconds long, 10 seconds long, and they are getting millions of views. And I don't think that they're getting millions of views just because it's Mr. Beast. I think they're getting millions of views because it's good content.
Yeah, and notice quality is not a factor in this at all. It's not a factor for him in the algorithm. Really, it's what is in the content and how he's teasing or leading people into the content. Like, this is funny, I promise. And the preview tells you something about like his channel is in a sync. I have no idea what this is going to be. That's exactly the point, so that you can click. He says, this is funny, I promise. So getting people to click, and not disingenuously, you want to deliver on it. It's not full 100% clickbait. It's that gray area in between where you are baiting users in, but you're actually delivering on some sort of value after you're doing so. So then you maximize that click-through rate, and then that low view count of the low duration, so you can have a really, really high audience retention. And we can see he's got 3.48 million subscribers. Let's check I didn't look at his numbers really quick. He's spiking recently, and he's going up and down. You can see likely some of his videos are getting massive traction in the algorithm, and then if he stops posting, maybe they go back down. But recently he's skyrocketing up to almost 5 million views gained in like this one day.
Posting 4 videos in the last 30 days. Mr. Beast, just with short videos, 47 million views. So if you guys ever needed confirmation that short videos can get traction on a channel from scratch, here is confirmation of what the potential is if you make very, very entertaining short video content. So for those of you, the 1% of you, the guys that are watching right now, that actually take action on what we say, this is your chance to potentially grow your channel doing something different. This is what the smart people on YouTube are doing. The people that are really growing and trying to break out and do something unique, they go after these features, they go after these opportunities early. Maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't. But by them taking a risk, by them trying to do something unique, by them releasing content in a different way than everyone else, they will be, these sorts of people that lead the pack end up growing on YouTube, on Twitch, etc. When we were early streamers on Twitch, when we were some of the earliest people to get in this space, when we started going full-time doing all this stuff 8-9 years ago, we were early to social media. We were early to the creator space. We were in this space when everybody thought it was stupid and they thought it wouldn't work and they thought Twitter was a joke. We got in early on this and now here we are. We're able to do this full-time because we took a risk and we did something different with our careers that a lot of other people thought was stupid. This wasn't a real job, etc. We did something different than other people with our careers and we got the benefit from that. And so we're showing you things like these shorts as another example of people doing something different than the rest of the people in their space, than the rest of the people in the market, than everyone else around them. Where there's unproven success, whenever you take those risks and you do something different than other people, that's when you actually have a chance to break out and to make something big happen. A lot of the time on this podcast, we just tell you about tried and true strategies that we're doing that we think will definitely work. But sometimes, like in this episode, we will show you something that could go huge. That is a high risk, high reward opportunity that you guys could potentially benefit from. This is one of those opportunities. Are you gonna pass it by? We've gone after this stuff time and time again, and a lot of the time it doesn't work out, but sometimes it does. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna kick it over to you, Ross. What do you think about that? If you're not gonna go big, if you're not gonna take a big risk, then how are you expecting to get big results in a highly competitive market going up against tens of millions of people?
You're not. It's not, when you do the same thing that everybody else is doing, the only way that you're going to succeed is if you're much better than everybody else that's doing it. The case for that is rare. Why this works, and another reason why this works, by the way, and I keep going back to social media, is think about what these short videos are doing from a social media perspective. When you're on Twitter, you're going down your timeline. If you see a 5-minute video on Twitter, what are the odds that you're actually going to open that up and watch it? It's basically going to be 0 to none. What Mr.
We're
Beast,
live streaming on Twitter for like half-hour content.
Yeah, we're going to call it like it is. Why this works is Mr. Beast is actually hitting a whole different audience. He has probably a lot of fans that do not have 3-4 hours.
Oh, Ross just roboted on me. Did he robot on you, Perrin?
I lost him, yeah.
Okay, tell me about an example of you doing something where you did something unique and you broke out versus your competitors, because I want people to understand that we've done this and we're not just talking out of our ass here.
Yeah, I mean, so I guess I could talk about Facebook gaming and me swapping. Wait, there he is. He's back. We lost him again. Okay. So when I swapped to mobile games, like I for my almost entire life have been a PC or a console gamer. I do not care about mobile games. I really had no interest in them whatsoever, but I decided to take a swing into it to see and to kind of open up my mind a little bit. Like, yeah, it's not something I would normally do, but I'm going to check it out and just try something new. As soon as I did that, I could see the growth skyrocket. I could actually legitimately look at all my analytics and see the upward tick after having made just that one decision to try something new that I haven't done before. It really does work. And, you know, we talk about this. If you want to add this in, if you've got a strategy that's working already and you're worried about breaking it, add it into the 80-20 rule. So do 80% of what you're doing currently now that works, and then take 20% of your time that you would normally spend creating and test new things. Test a strategy like this that Mr. Beast is doing. Test videos, really short form content like this to see if it works. You don't have to abandon anything that's currently working in order to try it and to try it properly. In fact, you could break everything if you do it that way. So implement these type of changes, these type of little innovations on an 80-20 rule basis. That is how you begin to grow, get your name out there more and more. And that is the name of the game, getting your name, your content out there in front of more eyeballs. Changing your strategy up in this way is a really, really effective and tried and true way of doing that.
Looks like Ross is back from the dead here. Hi, Ross. I think Discord servers actually janked out on us a little bit. Ross, please continue.
I don't even know where I had finished by the time I realized that I wasn't even on air anymore. Thanks.
You're a pixel guy. You're a pixel guy right now, so I'll come back to you in a minute. You're very pixely. But we have in the past, and with TGN we did this early. We were one of the first people, first folks to even try to do a hub channel on YouTube, where we had multiple people creating content on one channel. This was a brand new idea back in the day, and we were taking a risk trying that out. I know that sounds like a normal thing today. We were one of the first channels on YouTube to ever do this for gaming, and it was a crazy idea, and we took this risk and we made a business around it, and it ended up paying off because we did something different than what other people were doing in a space that was different. Also, I'd like to share a story with you. You guys may not have heard of this because the feature went away, but it was called, what was called YouTube Shows. You guys may not know about a show. If you guys have ever heard of YouTube Shows, let me know in chat. But this was yet another feature that YouTube rolled out where they were trying to roll content out to people in a different way to get people to engage in a series of content, all in a part of like a TV show. We ended up doing YouTube Shows before everyone else on YouTube, and we massively benefited from that. And we spiked our views up on our channel 10 years ago up to like 13 million views per month, because we were the king of YouTube Shows for like every single video game, and we were getting top search results on every game because we went all in. We spent hundreds of hours making shows, pumping content into these shows, and getting search results on them. We were one of the biggest gaming channels on all of YouTube back in the day because we went early on this new innovative thing, and we just went all in on it to take a high risk. And so if you guys are not willing to do these sorts of risks, and you're just gonna run some ground game and do things like everybody else every step of the way, you're never going to break out, or your probability of breaking out is much, much lower. So you guys really need, this is a mindset shift that we're trying to make happen for you guys in 2021, okay? It's a mindset shift where if you don't do something unique in 2021, you aren't gonna grow. Just end of story. Ross, you are now a crystal clear version of Ross.
Thank you.
You are back in reality. Ross,
I prefer pixelated.
Perfect. You were telling us stuff about social media, and then you went derp 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 derp.
Yeah, well, that's actually exactly what I followed up with you. So you didn't even cut out on me. No, but okay. So essentially, long story short, what I was saying is people don't have time. A lot of people don't have time for these for long form content. That doesn't mean you can't adapt and do a strategy that is specifically for those people who only have a few seconds. Like the fireworks, I put fireworks in a car, 23 seconds. Who's scrolling by that and not clicking? Like the vast majority of people are going to scroll through that and click, even if they don't necessarily have that much free time. They're going to say 23 seconds. This dude's putting fireworks in a car. I'm in. So being able to adapt to that and being able to
look at this video, man. How can you look away?
It's fantastic.
He's got a drone shot. Like, come on, man.
So
this is freaking great.
Well, you've talked about in the past about having multiple channels, having a channel for clips, having a channel for live. Is doing short form something that you would include in a clips channel, or if you're going to go all in on it, is it worth just creating an entirely separate channel for it?
I would recommend at this point following what the big guys are doing and what these examples we showed you here today are doing. Making a shorts specific channel, not putting this on your main channel, and seeing what you can do in terms of getting a very high click-through rate, a high average view duration, and chain viewership on your videos on a short specific channel. That's what I would recommend. And if you have insanely hilarious moments that happened on your streams, you can try uploading those. Those may or may not work. You may want to just come up with a joke or incorporate a meme in your space and make meme content and release it on your channel as well, on the shorts channel, and see what you can make happen there. I want Perrin, just for inspiration for all of you guys, if you could pull up the Nick Tech channel, if you could pull that one up for me. This is an example of a meme channel, and Ross here is the king of gaming memes. He's the biggest meme poster on Twitter. But this is a channel that is doing nothing but memes in the tech and gaming space. Cyberpunk 2077 memes, NVIDIA stuff being out of stock, you know, making fun of press releases with AMD versus Intel. And these are short meme videos that are 2 minutes to 50 seconds long, completely custom videos that they're editing together, piecing together pieces of culture that they're familiar with, that they have picked up on the internet. And they'll take different pieces of content they've got on Reddit, on Twitter, in their own community, and put together a funny video. And a lot of these are doing extremely well. Obviously, the Cyberpunk 2077 ones are doing well, but some of these videos, these are not hardcore edits. These are not edits that are requiring, you know, 20 hours plus. They're taking 2 memes, they're like 2 clips, they're slapping them together, and then that's it. Like this one in particular I watched, it's comparing one video game, Cyberpunk 2077's next gen, their robbery system, or versus Red Dead Redemption 2. It's just an example for you guys for inspiration. They're just showing a clip from the first game, and then they're showing a clip from the second game. And that's it. That's the entire video, 135,000 views. The point is that the content itself is really funny, it's really thoughtful, and it's in the moment and it's trending. So they're thinking about this content as if, you know, they're trying to put together a viral tweet or a viral TikTok or a viral Reddit video. But instead they're posting it on YouTube on its own separate channel. That's the strategy here. It's a shift in mindset because YouTube is changing its platform to where they want people to watch content of all types on YouTube. If you only learn one thing about YouTube in this video, it's this. YouTube wants to completely dominate all of social media in every single capacity with no competitors. They want to destroy everything. That's what YouTube's trying to accomplish. They did a separate app for gaming. They rolled it back into YouTube. They had Google Music, Google Play Music. They rolled that back into YouTube. They tried Google Plus and integrating that with YouTube. They got rid of that and they just kept it on YouTube. And so Google realizes YouTube is everything. YouTube is their entire future when it comes to social media. And they want every single type of content that human beings will ever consume to be on YouTube, and for YouTube to be the #1 platform where people consume it. And so what I mean by that is they want super long form content with live streams. They literally have TV on YouTube now. They now have shorts, they have stories, they have community tab with images, they have polls, they have GIFs. They're probably gonna add audio only spaces coming up soon. You can put cards on there, you can put end cards, you can put text in your description, you can engage with people in the comments. You can do, they've got VR, they've got 360 video, they've got up to 4K. Every type of entertainment that is ever going to exist for humankind, Google is gonna put that on YouTube. And so the point of that is, the more that you can diversify the type of content you're posting on YouTube, the more that you guys can succeed. YouTube is the ultra platform. It is the ultimate platform where you can basically, at this point, do damn near anything you want on a separate channel on YouTube, and YouTube is gonna try to support that type of content and make it successful. You could post anything from images, to GIFs, to short videos, to long videos, to live streams, you name it. YouTube has an opportunity for you to post that type of content and grow. So that's why I'm continually talking about a multiple YouTube channel strategy as being the epic in-game YouTube strategy, because YouTube wants a separate channel for each type of content, and they will support a separate channel for each type of content. You can make a short form YouTube channel, a medium form YouTube channel, a long form YouTube channel. You can do a live YouTube channel, and who knows, the content formats of the future, you can make separate channels for those as well. YouTube can support that with their algorithm, with their platform. That is their long-term strategy. So are you coming along with the biggest ultra platform for content creators? This video, this episode yet again proves that that is the case. And being diversified in the number of destinations that you're posting on is the strategy that we're constantly talking about. And that's our sponsor on the show. And Ross, can you tell them what they've won?
Yes, you've won a free code to get 30% off of your first month of Restream.io, one of the best prizes we're ever going to give away here. You don't need to focus on one platform, focus on all of them. broadcast to YouTube, broadcast to Facebook, broadcast to Twitter, like we are DLive Trovo. Hey, Perrin, we actually saw earlier that DLive saw a nice little boost in 2021. I'm sure we're going to hit on that when the Streamlabs report comes out. But by doing this, it allows you to grow on every chat, on every platform. So in case one of them bites the dust, you're not stuck looking for a new home and having to start completely over. We do have a question in chat that's actually pretty relevant from Freestyle VT. Can advertisements run on these short video clips, AWOL?
I don't know. I
don't think it really matters.
Yeah.
I don't know. Perrin, do you have any closing thoughts on shorts that you want to share after my rant there?
Yeah, I mean, you know, thinking back on my own channel, shorts were like the most successful videos I've ever done. I kind of like, I'm looking at this channel now with Nick Deck. I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to do this again. It comes down to like understanding also trends, meme culture, and going out of your comfort zone and trying new things. I think we say that a lot in this podcast, and there's a reason that we do that. So I want to leave you guys all with this. I want to know if you do that 80-20 rule, you guys do get something that works, come back, let us know in chat in one of the next episodes. We would love to feature one of you creators who have actually tried that and done that and showed us what's worked. Notice that we do bring other creators on to our show and we show them off on the screen sometimes, so that could be you. Let us know.